Namaste and happy International Yoga Day. Yoga is more than a posture. It's a path of presence, a practice of living in awareness. And today, I'm honored to be joined by someone who truly embodies this essence every day. Not just on the mat, but in every breath she takes. Chetna Parekh is a true yogini, not by profession, but by her way of being. As a global transformation coach, she gently guides others back to their inner truth, helping them live with clarity, grace, and joy. A lover of nature and animals, she sees healing as a process of remembering who we truly are. It's a true privilege to have her with us today as we celebrate the spirit of yoga together. Namaste Chetna ji. I am so glad you're here today. It is a pleasure to have you. Today we're going to have this wonderful discussion about yoga. We're going to talk about asanas and how we can practice it in daily life, and I'm really excited to take this discussion forward.
Thank you for having me, Laura.
So I would like to begin by asking, what is yoga? The definition.
Laura, that's a very important question, and we'll take a minute to understand it. Yoga is understood as something that is done on the mat, i.e. the asanas of yoga. But yoga is a philosophy. It is an idea where you find your current self, your now most authentic self, connected to your forever self. So you in this present moment, when you are connected with the totality of you, that union, yoga, the word means union. The union of you with your highest, your forever, your total self, that feeling, that energy that comes through, that is yoga. And when we live in the energy of yoga, we can create miracles in our life. So yoga is not something that you only practice on the mat. The practices that we do on the mat are to establish ourselves in that mindset, in that energy, where we can be living yoga at all times, at all moments in our life. That is the goal of yoga, and yoga essentially means union with us and our higher selves.
So you said that yoga is something that should be practiced all the time. So how should one, even in the smallest of ways, practice yoga at all times?
So one of the things to do every day would be your practices on the mat. But more importantly, two things that I would suggest for anybody to do when they want to bring yoga into their life, into their daily life. One is focused attention on your breath. Not trying to change your breath, but only and only constantly trying to look at your breath. As your thoughts change, your breath changes. So when you get in touch, when you bring that amount of awareness where you're always looking at your breath, now you are much more aware about every activity that you're doing. So one is breath. The second is this idea called Sakshi Bhav, witness consciousness. Rather than always looking at yourself as the doer, rather than always saying I am reading this, or rather than always saying I am talking right now in front of the camera, or I am cooking, or whatever activities it is that you are doing, you see that I am observing this activity happening. If you see right now, you're listening to me, but you're also observing that you're listening to me. This observation is Sakshi Bhav. When you are constantly in Sakshi Bhav, yoga happens through you. You don't practice yoga. What we practice on the mat is asanas. What we do when we are doing breathing is called pranayam. But yoga, like I said, is union. That union comes through you. It is not something that you do, it is something that happens to you when you make yourself available to it.
So Chetna ji, I request you to suggest few asanas, simple asanas for beginners.
Sure. So Laura, some of the asanas that we'll do today will be very good for growth in general, for immunity, for spinal flexibility, which makes a healthy mind and a healthy body, and for creating hormonal balance in our body. So anybody who practices this set every day will have these benefits for sure in the long run. Okay, so the first asana we are doing today is Tadasana. Put your feet together.
Yes.
Take an inhale and stretch your arms Can you feel that stretch on the sides?
Yes.
So we just hold this pose for 10 breaths. And a variation of this could also be where you lift your feet up and down. So you inhale and come on your toes, and exhale and you go down back on your heels. Repeat this 10 times. This is asana 1. So the second one is we stay in Tadasana, and from Tadasana itself, when we are fully stretched, we take an inhale, and as we exhale we go to one side. Inhale, we come back to the center, and exhale, we go to the other side. One must practice this 5 times at least on each side. So now, Laura, we'll do 2 sitting postures. The first one is Vajrasana. This is very good for digestion, and this is one of the only asanas that you can do both before eating and right after eating. So we sit on our heels and we try and sit straight, and a good idea could be to focus on your breath gently as you sit in Vajrasana. The next sitting posture that we will do is Padmasana. So you take your right foot and bring it as far into your thighs as possible, and you make sure that you lay your knee down. Then you take your left foot and you do the same with it, and then you put your hands on your knees, and this is Padmasana. Now what I suggest is Chakrasana, which is great for the spine. Let's lie down and bring your feet close to your hips. Now take your arms and place them next to your head. Take an inhalation and lift your body up. And try and move your chest towards your hands and hold for as long as you can. Ensure that you are breathing normally. Yes. And when you are ready, come down and take a couple of breaths as you relax. Now, Laura, we'll wrap all of these asanas with 2 simple things. One is Brahmari and the second is Om chanting, and I recommend that any beginner at least does each of them 11 times. So let's begin with Brahmari. Very simple. We'll take our index fingers and we will close this part of the ear that extends out. Now you will inhale, and as you exhale, release a humming sound from your throat and make it as long as possible for you. Inhale, and with a humming sound, exhale. The last thing we are going to do now is Om chanting. Place your hands open towards the sky. If you want, you can hold Chin Mudra. Otherwise, open hands are also completely okay. For Om chanting, it is important that we are not trying to say the word Om, but we are trying to feel the vibration from our navel up into our chest and into our forehead. So we'll do that together 3 times. Okay. Take an inhalation, and as you exhale, two more times. As we wrap up our practice, Laura, I would suggest that we always take a moment to show our gratitude and say thank you to whoever you believe in, whether it is God, whether it is your parents, or just the universe itself. The mat for supporting you, the elements for supporting you, but always end with gratitude.
Okay, thank you so much. That was amazing. The tips you gave, the asanas you suggested, that will surely help us practice yoga in our daily life and connect with the universe's frequency and reach our highest self. Thank you so much for enlightening us with this knowledge. This was an amazing conversation we had today, and I'm sure our viewers will also enjoy this episode and practice the same thing in their daily life so that even you people can reach your highest self.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.